Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a brand new F1 2020 video. This is a last to first challenge around Hungary. I decided to do it this time around Hungary simply because it's the Hungarian GP weekend. Last week I did it around Melbourne with the default setup. I didn't make it to first place that time. I think we finished second. This time I will put a time trial setup on. So I just will be a little bit more competitive. High downforce. We're gonna do the alternate strategy again, like last week. So yeah, I think we all have a good chance. Hungary is obviously not a very easy track to overtake. You have like turn 1 and 2 to overtake. But still, I reckon the AI is gonna be running default setup, so they will have a lot more top speed. But at the same time, we will have a lot more downforce on, so we will have a good chance for that. Starting on the mediums, we do not have a formation lap, so we're going to be starting with cold medium, so I reckon the AI is going to get a lot better started. You can see it right there. Straight away the Williams of Russell and Latifi pulling away on the softs. But anyway, as always, the AI never really defends the inside, as you can see here. Straight away up to P14. First few laps we might struggle a little bit against the AI, simply because they're in the softs. But as you can see, Giovinazzi taking a look on the inside. We go around the outside here, right here. Gasly, which is a move that happens quite often in real life. Yeah, obviously those are the slower cars, so we have to clear them as fast as possible. As you can see with a slight tap with the Via there. We still make it around the outside. We get a snap overs there, right there. But you can see the AI braking very early there. We still make it around the outside of the Via. Stroll pulling a little bit of a gap, but just we will close it up very fast with the Mercedes and time trial setup. I will leave the time trial setup in the description. I didn't show it at the start, so I will do that for sure. I think it's like 610 wings. Feels really good. It's a bit snappy sometimes in exit, it can just suddenly snap away. Exactly like that. But the rest is very good, it's very fast, high downforce, so a lot of grip. It's quite balanced throughout the corner, apart from those small snaps. You can see we're up to the back of Stroll here, quite a lot of straight line speed this racing point. We go down the inside. No DRS activated yet, which will be activated in lap 3. First few laps I struggled a little bit with overtaking the first few AIs. Simply, obviously the middle sector is very hard to overtake. There are not really any overtake places in the middle sector. You can see I have a look around the outside, but just not enough space to do it right now. The AI is still too fast, soft. We have a few looks behind Norris right here, but obviously we're stuck in dirty air as well, which doesn't really help. But obviously once we get back onto the main straight, we'll have to go again. Won't have DRS yet, once we get past that finish. But still, I reckon it will be quite easy to overtake Norris and McLaren versus this Mercedes. As you can see, pairing the last corner up, taking a slightly wider line. Go around the outside actually, simply more grip than McLaren. As you can see as well, he's slightly faster, even though we have the slipstream from Ocon, he just slightly moved away. And we were still going around the outside, he pushes us a little bit on the outside curve, still make it stick. So we put on the overtake button again. We make it up to P10. As you can see on the mini map as well, Bottas is really far ahead already, pulling a massive gap to the Ferrari and the Red Bulls behind him. It's around 3 seconds ahead, I think so right now. As we have caught up to Ocon, we're having a look around the outside. You can see Ocon got a little bit of snap overs there, which helps us, and we actually made the move stick this time. So it's actually possible to overtake in the middle sector against this 110 AI. It's now a 1 second gap to Sainz. I reckon we'll still get DRS. We'll have to push to actually overtake him on the main straight though. As I'm just checking if it's actually 110 AI here. I wasn't too sure, but yeah, it is 110% AI. We're just a lot faster at the moment than them. They might be struggling with tire temperatures, which is actually something that wasn't in the game last year. I think it was get a fix. I'm almost there. The AI seems to be struggling more with tire temperatures this year, which is good to see. We get DRS, we put the overtake button on as well, but as you can see, Saints so fast in the straight line compared to us. As you can see, we're just preparing the exit here, taking a slightly wider line for more momentum. Let's see if we can get him into turn 2. Nah, we weren't close enough really. Maybe we can get him somewhere in the middle sector like we did for Ocon. We're only 110 behind and expect the AI to pit around lap 6 to 7. See, we're preparing the exit, we're having a look, but he seems to be faster than Ocon, so it's hard in his middle sector to really get past him. See, again having a small look in here, but there's not enough space to do it. We would probably crashed if we tried that. But still, we're a lot closer than the lap before, so we'll have a bigger chance on the main straight. So Paris does not have DRS, as you can see. He's out of the 1 second window, it seems like. So we might get a double overtake here. We have a small tap with Saints, which enables Paris to pull away. As you can see, we go around the outside again, as we did to Norris, I think so. Or one of the laps before, Gasly, I think it was, I'm not sure. We do have DRS, so we're gaining on Paris, as you can see. Heading into turn 1. You see, we closed the gap so much in the braking compared to the AI. We put on the overtake button and try to get him in turn 2. As you can see, again around the outside, we have so much more grip on this setup and on these tires. Might be that the AI is struggling with tire temperatures, of course. 1.4 seconds now to Ricciardo, as we said, the fastest sector 1 of the race so far, which means we're really fast on those mediums at the moment. We can go until lap 12, 13, I think so, as the AI will have to pit within the next 2-3 laps, or maybe even this lap, I'm not sure. We still have quite a lot of fuel. We obviously went to save some to cool the engine, so we still have a lot of pace in our hands. The ERS doesn't seem to charge really quick, probably because we are running a lot higher downforce than the default setup. As you can see, Ricciardo pits now. We still get DRS, which is good for us. Going into Ridge, DRS on. And now we're just going to save ERS, as we set the fastest lap of the race as well. Now we're just going to try and save ERS on this high downforce setup. We still have a lot of fuel to burn, so that might help and save the ERS a bit. But as you can see, Albon and Leclerc have not pitted yet. So we've already pulled a 3-second gap to Sainz behind. And regaining an Albon and Leclerc as well, who are obviously quite old softs by now. They've done qualifying as well, so it might have already been like the 8th lap on those softs. So they're going to be struggling. As you can see, we've already gained around 6 tenths just in this lap to them, which is a lot of time in just a few corners. We're only gaining more and more, and I think by the end of the lap it's like almost 1.5 seconds they've lost just on this lap by doing this extra lap on the softs. Obviously it will help them, but they have a big chance of being undercut by other cars. So surely they're gonna pit this lap. As you can see, they're boxing now. We've put a purple middle sector, as you can see. I don't think we will improve again. I think we will get really close. Obviously we haven't used the overtake button this lap. We used the purple last sector as well. 300ths of the fastest lap. But anyway, on the softs we will probably go faster than that on the end of the race and with a lighter car and softer rubber. As you can see, Kvyat still out actually, Raikkonen as well. Bottas up to P4 on the mediums. He's gaining a little bit of time on us, as you can see. Gain like 2 tenths on those very fresh new mediums. But I expect in the coming laps that the effect of those new mediums are gonna fade away, and we will get faster than him eventually. Simply because it seems like even on those new mediums he's barely gaining time. As you can see, we slightly pull away again in the middle sector compared to him. But we still have to go 5 laps on those mediums. I don't expect really a tire drop off on those mediums. mediums, they can go very long into the race. So that's good for us. Kvyat and Raikkonen and Latifi still out. Those softs, obviously they started outside of the top 10, so they probably had a new set of tires. So maybe they have a slight advantage with tyre wear over the top 10. But yeah, we still have 4 laps to go into this stint. And I'm just gonna skip through those next few laps because as you can see, I'm just gonna pull a gap to Bottas. You see he already lost around 4 tenths on that last lap to me. So we're gonna be able to pull away more and more, especially to Vettel and Leclerc. We might even overcut them if we keep up this pace. As you can see now, we pulled a gap to Bottas. I think we've gained around 3 seconds since he pitted, which is a lot of time. I know he was quite far ahead, and he might have been stuck in traffic laps before, but it seems like we're gonna get out just behind Bottas, considering the pit delta is around 20 seconds. We're gonna pit this lap onto the softs for 5 more laps. Obviously we're gonna have a massive pace advantage over him. We haven't had a lot of traffic in these last few laps simply because we were leading. Boxing now onto the softs. Pit stop is 2.7 seconds, which is okay. Let's see where we will come out. I expect it to be 1.5 seconds, as I said before. It might be a bit more or less. You never know, it depends on how long the pit is. You see, less than 1.5 seconds. We're straight away within the DRS zone. We won't be able to overtake in this lap simply because the car performance is not as big of an advantage compared to the McLarens. But still, new softs, we'll definitely be able to overtaking or have a chance at least into turn 1 next lap. As you can see, we still have quite some fuel to burn, 0.8 laps extra of fuel left. And our battery is really full now, as I see 90%. It will only get more in the last sector. You can see we have so much more grip to this millisecond. Bottas rear sliding around on those mediums. He's just struggling with it. We've come out 5 seconds ahead of Vettel, which means our stint in the mediums was very rapid. As you can see, we're just cooling the engine before we start pushing onto the main straight. The battery is almost completely full. We take a bit of a wider line to avoid the dirty air. Now, overtake button on, rich fuel mode, DRS open. As you can see, we're barely gaining. He's just so much lower wings than us. We go down the inside. I'm just gonna keep pushing this lap to get the fastest lap of the race. See, straight away overtake button on. We're gonna use a lot of ERS this lap. Try and get the fastest lap. See, down to 3rd gear, short shifting to 4th. You get a small moment there. I upped the diff to 55% to get a bit more understeer on throttle. Down to 6th gear here. Straight away back to 7th. Down to 4th. It's a very hard corner. It always seems to break away in the exit. And then down to 3rd gear. I always avoid those big inside curves. I try to at least. It's very hard to get them right in a race, like every lap.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
This is just a nice part of the track. I feel like it's a nice flow. Purple so far in this lap. We've already put 2.5 seconds on Bottas this lap, which shows how fast we are at the moment on those softs. Just gonna keep pushing this last bit of the lap down to 3rd gear, short shift to 4th for better exit speed. And as we come across the line at 1:13.9, which was around 2.8 seconds faster than our previous fastest lap, you see we've pulled 3.4 seconds in 1 lap. Bottas, which is going to show first of all how fast those softs are on a light tank and how fast this overtake button is. So yeah, very good race. We're already leading in this first challenge with 3 laps to go. 4 laps to go actually. So yeah, it's been quite easy. I'm just gonna keep pushing now. try and extend the gap as much as possible. We still have a lot of fuel left. We don't have a lot of battery left, but that's not really an issue. Just gonna keep it in this medium mode, not use overtake for the next few laps. Might use it in the last lap. But we have the fuel we can use, and the fresh softs we still have available to us. So we're only gonna be able to expand this gap further and further. So it's now 5 seconds to Bottas. And by the time we reach turn 1, it will be even more. As you can see, it's 5.4 seconds. It means averagely we've gained 2.7 seconds over the last 2 laps, which is a lot considering it's an equal car. So I'm just gonna skip through the next few laps now and see how far we can actually get ahead of Bottas. As we're entering the final lap now, we're 8.8 seconds ahead, 9 seconds by now. We're using the overtake button now. We're just gonna use everything we have. We still have a lot of fuel remaining. I reckon we're not gonna be able to deplete it completely, fuel wise. Actually the battery, we're just gonna use the overtake button in every little straight we can. Actually use the overtake button. As you can see, just gonna go down to lean here to cool the engine, and then have a little bit more power in the last sector. You see the softs are obviously starting to get worn out now a bit and starting to overheat. I think in the last lap I overheated the left front a little bit in the last sector. Simply because of this corner right here and the upcoming corner, the fast right hander. It's asking a lot from the left front tire. See, tire rest quite high. Left front was 103 degrees and it started overheating at 104, so we're very on the limits right there. If you're just going into the last few corners now, almost 10 seconds ahead now ahead of Bottas. Which means we've gained 2.5 seconds averagely, 2.5 to 2 seconds averagely over the past 5 laps, which is a lot of time. So yeah, this was quite easy, last to first. The setup might have helped with the time trial setup, I mean. Compared to the default setup, I think so, the AI runs. I'm not sure if they actually run the default setup. Toto quite happy there, as you can see. So yeah, this was quite a good race. I often stream on Twitch if you want to see me drive daily. I try to upload every 2 days to YouTube. It seems to be the best for the algorithm. So yeah, that's what I do. I try to either upload time trial world records or last to first challenges. Soon league racing will start again, so I might do league racing highlights as well on there. So yeah, if you want to see me do my team, then make sure to follow me on Twitch. I will leave a link in the description. So yeah, I often stream from 1 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And from 9 o'clock until midnight Dutch time. So as you can see, we've already completed the podium pass with T30, which is the maximum you can get. As you can see right there, 10 seconds ahead, Bottas 10.2 actually, including the fastest lap. A lot faster than everyone else, 3.1 seconds faster than Bottas' fastest lap. So that was good. Very fun race. Obviously at such a Mickey Mouse track, it's always fun to race. Hard to overtake, of course, but that was a bit of in our advantage, I think so, today, with Bottas and all the other top AI runners getting stuck in traffic. But yeah, I will try and upload every 2 days around 5 o'clock. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of that, and see you guys next time.